screen. And if everybody doesn't mind, but I'm sorry you have to look at this, but in the top right corner of the black media player, you should see the 3 dots. Go ahead and make that full screen for me, everybody. And you will be able to, it'll be a lot easier to follow along if you make it full screen. So please just go ahead and do that, the 3 little dots in the top right corner. And we're going to get started. So here, everyone should, yep. All right, so everybody should be able to see my screen. And I am logged in as my training supplier account. And when I first log in, what I can do, the first area that I log into is the event history. I would be able to see all of the events that I'm currently registered for. I'm currently registered for B2B Matchmaker 2, which is the event coming up. And what I'm going to do is first go over the product and service keyword section. I want to make sure I go over this with everybody. So the product service keyword section, which is found under the profile, is where you put in all of your company information, your industry types, your NAICS codes, and keywords, and your keywords. So, but a lot of people, a few people have asked me recently, they don't see their code. They'll type in 51541 or something, and it's not coming up. What you can also do is type in software development, or whatever the NAICS code would be, the description would be, and then the system will pull up some options for you to select from. So that is also an option. You don't always just have to type in the numbers. And then you can also put in your capability statement, and that would be, you can make it so it's visible to all attendees across the platform, and they would be able to download that if you would like them. So when you're in this area, let's say you don't want them to be able to see your capability statement or maybe your location. All you have to do is select this I and make sure the slash is going through the I, and that would make it invisible to other attendees throughout the platform. So this is the product services information. Remember, this is being recorded, and you can refer back to this video anytime on Michelle's and WB Canada's site. So having said that, please fill this out in order to get the best matches possible for this matchmaking event. The next item is Manage Matchmaker. So I'm going to select on Manage Matchmaker, and as a supplier, there are 2 tabs that are available to you for this setup process. So if I'm a supplier and I would like to see if any, I want to see if any buyers have requested meetings with me. What you can do is select this drop down button and select day 1 or day 2. Remember, there are 2 days for this matchmaking event, and that gives you two opportunities to meet with people when you're inside, when you're participating in the event. So I'm going to select day 1 for right now, and as you can see, a buyer, this is one of another test account, but Fannersmith has actually requested a meeting with me for 2:40 in the afternoon. And as a supplier, I can either confirm or decline. But let's say I want to find out a little bit more information about him before I choose that. I can go over to book meetings and go over to day 1 or day 2 and find Fannersmith. Here he is. You can always then select this I button. So remember, find the name, select the I, and I would be able to see his information in his capability statement if he had provided it. So let's say if I select, I'm trying to find a good example, this guy. So if I were to select this individual, I would be able to see all of his information, his industry types, his keywords. He didn't provide a capability statement, but I would be able to download that if he did. So that's how you can kind of check up on you can check out the people that actually requested meetings with you. And let's say you went back to Fannersmith and you liked what you saw, and I'm going to confirm that meeting. You can just then confirm the meeting. Just so you know, if you do decline this meeting, the meeting will be wiped from this time slot, allowing that time slot to still be open in your schedule. So if I press confirm, it would just say the meeting has been confirmed, and I would refresh my screen, and then it is final. So let's go ahead and press confirm, and then press refresh real quick, And then now I'm going to go back to day 1, and the meeting with Fanner Smith has been confirmed for 2:40. Let's go back to book meetings real quick. So you want to take some time and do some research and try to find some buyers you want to meet with. What you guys would do is go back to book meetings, select day 1 or day 2, and go down, find someone that you might pique your interest. And what you could do then is, my account is training buyer, so I see that he has 12 open slots available left on his calendar or is on his schedule. I could select view schedule, and then for, let's say I want to book a meeting for 3 o'clock, I would just press book meeting for 3 o'clock. Once I've booked that meeting, I can go back to confirm availability. Make sure to always press refresh on your screen. Go back to day 1. I forgot. I requested that meeting for day 2. So I go to day 2 and see that for training buyer, the meeting request is still pending. Now, I also have my laptop open, and all right, and I'm in my profile as the actual buyer right now, and I'm going to see that I actually got this meeting request. I'm going to confirm it real quick so you just see how that looks. And that was for 3 o'clock. And I'm going to press confirm. I'm going to refresh my screen, and I should see for day 2, training buyer has been confirmed. So once that buyer either accepts that meeting plan, that meeting request, it will say confirmed. If they decline it, then this invitation will be wiped from the session. So if they declined it, don't be worried that it's not visible anymore. Somebody might have just declined the meeting request, and you can either try again or try again with somebody different. So that is how you see which meeting invites are pending. You book meetings in the book meeting area, and how you actually view other people's profiles. Now, if at any time you guys need to update your password, just make sure to go on your profile and press update password. It's pretty simple, and then type in your old password and the new password, and you should be able to do that. But let's move forward. So now that you've actually set up your schedule, your matchmaking schedule, and let's say it's May 26th, and it's time for the event day. What you guys can do is you can access the virtual lobby in 2 different locations. One is you can go to Manage Matchmaker and select this Access Waiting Room button in the top right corner. If I selected this, I should see the 2 meetings. Yep, the 2 meetings I confirmed with, which is the training buyer and Fanner Smith. And as a supplier, this is very important. So you guys see a countdown here. Somebody's question is most likely going to be, oh, how do I enter the meeting? Well, you must wait, as a supplier, you must wait for the countdown to hit 0. When that countdown hits 0, the countdown will disappear, and an enter meeting button will appear in its place. So once that enter meeting appears, you'll be able to select enter meeting, and then you'll be able to meet and actually have a conversation with the buyer that you're supposed to be meeting with. Just a heads up, in the matchmaking meetings, there is a timer. I believe that the sessions for this event are 15 minutes long. There will be a timer in the rooms, so please be on the lookout. It's usually in the top right corner of the media player. So it's usually a square in the center of the screen, and it will be on the top right side. And the timer will tell you when there's 2 minutes left, or however much time is left. Please be aware of that, because when that timer hits 0, you will be kicked out of the meeting. So we can kind of get people to move it on to the next meetings. And once you get kicked out, please make sure you go back to the lobby and go back to this matchmaker room, and in order to access or enter your next meeting or to get ready for your next meeting. So we went over how to access the matchmaker room from the Manage Matchmaker section. Another way to do that is in the Event History tab, you can enter the lobby. So I would enter the lobby and see all these images, all the and I would see workshop. Obviously, everyone got in here today through the workshop, but I would select matchmaker to get back to that waiting room. and I would see both my meetings yet again. So that is the process for you suppliers, and I'm ready for any questions if anybody has any. Let me go back. Remember, you guys can unmute yourselves. I have turned off the meeting mute. So either select this icon down here, or just select this user icon in the top left corner of the media player and select on your name to unmute yourself. Yes, ma'am. Sure, we'll do it from the very beginning. It should only take about 5 seconds. We are going to go to the login page. Once you guys log in, you will arrive in the event history portion of the platform. And in order to get to where she was talking about, you would just go under Profile and go to Manage Matchmaker. From here, the suppliers have this tab and the second tab available to them. So in Confirm Availability section, all you have to do is select this drop down and go from day 1 or day 2. That is how you visually see the meetings that have been requested to you, like a buyer has reached out to request a meeting with you, or you can see meetings that you've requested and either see that they're confirmed, they are still pending, and if they've been removed, that is because the meeting was declined. And if the meeting was declined by the buyer in this example, then the meeting would be wiped, erased from that schedule, allowing that time slot, let's say Fanner Smith declined this meeting. Then 2:40, 2:55 that time slot would now be reopened in your schedule, allowing you to meet somebody different for that time slot. So yeah, if someone's been has declined the meeting request, and you no longer see that meeting here, it's because they declined the meeting. And to go to Book Meetings, in order to request meetings, you go to the second tab, so Book Meetings. You go to either day 1 or day 2. And you can search among the list of all the buyers, and you can use the I button yet again to see their information, their keywords, NAICS codes, and industry types, and you can see how many slots they have left available in their schedule. So if I wanted to have a schedule with Mary Carmen or Megan Snow, what I would do is just look at the schedule and book a meeting based on the time slot that works for me.